Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Dr. Shahid Khokar, and today we will talk about lecture 32 for the subject of operations and supply chain management. As you know that we are discussing the design of supply chains, which is the chapter 12 of your textbook. And in the previous lecture, we have studied what are the main two categories for supply chain designs. First one is called efficient supply chains, and second one is called responsive supply chains. And we have also discussed the environment in which we should choose the respective supply chain according to the conditions of the company and the industry. In this lecture, we will talk about what are the features of two different supply chains. So let's start today's lecture. As you can see in your slide, there is a table where two columns belongs to the efficient supply chain and responsive supply chain, whereas the first column of this table has identified the factors which would be relevant to these supply chains. So first factor is called the operations strategy, and in the efficient supply chains, our strategy would be make to stock, which is being used for the inventory strategy. Moreover, we are dealing with the standardized services or the products, and we are emphasizing the high volumes. So if you are using the efficient supply chains, then it should match with your operation strategy, where you will focus on make to stock, standardized products and higher volumes. On the other hand, if we are using responsive supply chains, in that we will choose the assemble to order strategy, which is being used for the inventory and for making products, or you can choose the make to order or customized products based on the specific requirements from the customer. Here we are focusing on the variety. It means that company will be dealing more than one products according to the needs of the customers. Similarly, another factor which is called the capacity cushion, and capacity cushion means that how much is the ideal capacity you are having while producing the goods and services. So in the efficient supply chain, your capacity cushion would be low because you are producing goods in the large volumes, and you will try to utilize the maximum capacity available so that you can reduce the per unit cost of production. On the other hand, in the responsive supply chains, capacity cushions are high because in order to meet the varied demands from the customer, you need idle capacity for meeting the customer demand. Similarly, he is talking about inventory investments, and in the efficient supply chain, you will have low level of inventories, and this low level of inventories will result into the high inventory turnovers. It means that you are focusing on the low cost operations and you are not building very large inventories, because maintaining large inventories need extra cost. So in the efficient supply chain, your inventory levels would be low and your inventory turnovers would be high. It means that with the same inventory levels you will work throughout the year. And in the responsive supply chains, as you can see that our focus is the fast delivery time. So in order to meet the fast delivery times, we need high inventories, and we need inventories because of the varied demand as well. So in the responsive supply chain, your inventory levels would be higher as compared to the efficient supply chains. Then he's talking about the lead time, and लीड टाइम में जो एफिशिएंट सप्लाई चेन्स हैं उनका शॉर्टन होएगा, बट डू नॉट इंक्रीज द कॉस्ट. इट मीन्स दैट you will try to reduce the lead time in the efficient supply chains, but your focus will be by reducing the lead time you should not increase your cost. For example, if customer is looking for a product to be delivered very quickly, so usually traditionally you are using the postal services for delivering the product. In order to meet the customer requirement, if you are using DHL or TCS, by that you can reduce the lead time, but the cost will be increased as well. So in efficient supply chains, we are focusing on shortening the lead time, but we will make sure by shortening the lead time, cost should not go on a higher side or cost should not be increased. Similarly, on the responsive supply chains, your focus would be shorten the lead time, and your focus would be on the duration of the lead time rather than the cost. If you have to incur extra cost in order to meet the demand of the customer, the company will incur the expense and that product will be delivered according to the requirement from the customer. Again, the last point in the design features is called the supplier selection. If you are dealing with the efficient supply chain, so you will select those suppliers who are focusing on the low prices, but at the same time you will focus on the consistent quality and on-time delivery. So in the efficient supply chains, while selecting the suppliers, you will choose those suppliers who are offering low prices, consistent quality and on-time delivery. Whereas on the responsive supply chains, your focus would be on the fast delivery time, customization, variety, volume of flexibility and the top quality. So here you are focusing on the variety, flexibility and quality, and you are not focusing on the cost or the price of the product. So after the design features, we will move on to the next slide. Here you can see that the design of supply chain is also related to the processes which an organization is choosing for its customers. And we have already discussed the different types of the processes. As you can see in your slide, on the vertical axis, he has mentioned the different types of the processes. First one is called job shop, second one is called small batch, third one is called large batch, and line, which is the assembly line or the continuous flow process. And On the vertical on the horizontal axis, he is talking about the characteristics of the products and the services. Initially, he is talking about the customized products, but as you move from the left side of the graph to the right side, so the customization will be less and the product will be more standardized. So as you can see in this slide that if there is a more customization and you are choosing a job shop or a small batch or the large batch processes, then your supply chain should be responsive supply chain, because this supply chain will be enable the company to meet the changing demands from the customer. On the other hand, if you are dealing with the assembly line or the continuous flow processes, in that scenario you will choose the efficient supply chain, and efficient supply chain will help you to meet the objective of low cost operations. As you can see that if there is a increasing flexibility in supply chain, if you will move towards the responsive supply chains, and there will be a increasing volume of the products if you are moving from responsive supply chains to the efficient supply chain. So in the responsive supply chains your volumes will be low, in the efficient supply chains your volume will be higher, whereas in the flexibility type, in the responsive supply chains there will be more flexibility, and in the efficient supply chains there will be a less flexibility. So in simple terms you can see that the processes which you are using for your manufacturing products or services also determine that what kind of the supply chain you will choose for your customer. Moving on, there is a new concept which is called the mass customization, and as you can read from your slide that it is a strategy where a firm's highly divergent processes generate wide variety of customized services or products at reasonably low cost. So in this strategy you will produce the goods in large quantity, but at the same time you will also include the individual requirement of the customer. So if you are producing goods in large quantity but at the same time you are catering the individual needs of the customers, such kind of strategy is called the mass customization. Moving on, here you are talking about what are the advantages a company can achieve if they are following the mass customization. So as you can see in your slide that with the help of mass customization, a company can have a better customer relationship, because customer is engaged with the company in order to give his feedback or in order to put his requirements. So by managing these relationship, company can know about their customers in a better way. So this strategy helps the organization to have a good customer relationships. Similarly, with the mass customization you eliminate finished goods inventory. It means that you are in mass customization, you are not already producing the finished goods, rather you are having the main components of those goods and you will assemble them or fabricate them after receiving the customer order. So if you are using the mass customization, then you are reducing the finished good inventory, and that is another advantage of the mass customization strategy. मोर ओवर अ कस्टमर जिसकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स को हम लोग जो है फुलफ़िल करते हैं, तो उस वजह से वो उस प्रोडक्ट या सर्विस को ज़्यादा वैल्यू देता है, बिकॉज उसकी इंडिविजुअल रिक्वायरमेंट जो है वो मीट हो रही है या वो मीट कर पा रहा है. In this scenario, you can take the example of once you go to the showroom and you book a new car with the showroom, and showroom gives you the flexibility that what kind of a color you are looking for, and similarly if you are having a high quality stereo system, or you are having a alloy rims or a simple wheels, so company will assemble the car according to the requirements of the customer. And once you are dealing with the car assembly industry, actually they are following the mass customization strategy. Next, what are the things which are needs to be considered for the design of supply chain if you are using the mass customization strategy? And in mass customization, a company will choose the strategy which is called assemble to order. As I talked to you with the example of car assembling industry, where company will produce the main components in large quantity, and once they are producing the main components, they will actually focus on the efficient supply chain. And after producing the main components, once they will receive the order from the customer, they will focus on the responsive supply chain. So in mass customization strategy, a company will use assemble to order strategy. At the same time, the design of the product would be a modular design. Modular means that you can divide the whole product into small components, so that these components can be replaced with the new components if there is any problem in the component. So such kind of designs are called the modular designs, where हम लोग जो है अगर एक कंपोनेंट ख़राब है तो उसको रिप्लेस कर देंगे नए कंपोनेंट से. एंड द नेक्स्ट थिंग विच इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट इन द मास कस्टमाइजेशन while designing the supply chain, that is called the postponement. And in the postponement, there is a terminology called channel assembly. Here, postponement means that you will not assemble the goods finally until you are receiving the order from the customer. So you will try to postpone the final stage of manufacturing the goods or services till you receive the customer order. And if you can also choose the channel assembly, which means that this final stage of assembly could be performed by the distribution channel or the warehouse in the distribution center. So if you are postponing the last stage of assembly and you are performing this last stage of assembly in the distribution center instead of the factories where goods are produced, then you are saying that you are using the approach which is called the channel assembly. Hopefully you would be clear about the concept of mass customization and how you can design the supply chain if your company is using the mass customization strategy. That's all for today's lecture. If you have any question, please feel free to make a comment in the Google Classroom, or you may contact with your co-teacher for the better explanation. Thank you so very much. See you on the next time.